started. Wow, this is such a great crowd. I can't thank you guys enough for being here, and I sincerely mean that. I just hope I can even speak for a couple of minutes and keep my thoughts straight, because I'm really so excited. I started with the original idea. I'm kind of a history buff anyway, so one of the first things that I ever saw was the rich history, the 40-year history of the Paula Career Center. So the postcard that we sent out to all of you that got one, that has our original board on it, and the groundbreaking ceremony that occurred 40 years ago. I absolutely love this picture. So what we tried to do tonight is try to recreate that. So, and as you notice, you can see from the banners and everything, we really did invite you to share the future with us here at Paula Career Center. For one thing, we couldn't have done it without you. We couldn't have done it without your votes. We couldn't have done it without the support from all the community members here, from everybody that has gone to bat for us, from every industry leader, every business partner, every political leader that supported us and embraced us and believes in what we do here at Paula Career Center. So I just want to really, really tell you from the bottom of my heart, if I started going down the line here with everybody that's here, I would be here for an hour and then you'd all be mad at me, because I know there's a lot more socializing to do and there's a lot of picture taking that's going to go on. But I would like to tell you and share with you from this picture, one of the things that excites me the most is I actually have two people from this picture that are here. So first of all, I want to introduce Virginia Jacobs, if she could just stand up from this picture. And then our representative Ben Rose is also in the audience. It's just so great that they actually took the time to come down. Virginia, I didn't have to worry about, because we live in the same condo complex. So I kind of chased her down. She gave me the picture, to use and everything. So, I kind of already had hoped that she could make it. But Ben Rose had called me just last weekend to say that he could make it. So thank you so much, Mr. Rose, for also coming. I also want to actually thank Mayor Berger for being here. We also have the Shawnee Township trustees over here with us. We have Chief Keith over here with us. Am I missing any other political people that are going to have to put up with a lot of stuff from us in the next 3 years for a construction project? Awesome. I got to tell you also, I have a lot of staff here. If my teachers and my administrators could please stand up, and so everybody can recognize you, because I couldn't have done it without them, that's for sure. Thank you, staff. And you probably, well, at the end, I will hopefully have Mrs. Hamilton's students come out, because of course they prepared the wonderful food for us. We're kind of famous for that, and I love to showcase my culinary arts students. We also, our floral design students did the flower arrangements, and Mr. Warman is back in the back there. There's Joe. And Courtney Morris, Mr. Morris is here, and a lot of his students are here from early childhood education. So I appreciate them taking the time and going the extra mile to provide some things for your enjoyment. Also, I really, really, really want to thank my Board of Education. And at this time, if the board could not only just stand up and be recognized, but come up here and have a seat while we get started. I wish we could go outside and do some digging in the dirt, but since it's kind of not very good weather, we're going to do a little faux dirt digging here, which we actually have dirt for, so that's okay. But this is my Board of Education. You can just give them a round of applause. It's been 40 years. 40 years since this picture. It's been 40 years since a group of people were out there digging that first shovel of dirt. So we are so excited to be a part of that rich history of the Paula Career Center. So we might have to to change our motto later. Instead of share the future and honor our past, which is what we're doing today, we might have to change it to excuse our best. So, because it is going to be a little bit exciting here on this campus. We even had a little adventure today where, as they were starting their pre-digging, that we lost our phones. And, so if anybody tried to call us, I'm sorry, we were kind of out by that time. But anyway. I also would like to introduce the team over here that is helping us with this project. I have Bruce Miller from Garner Miller and his team. If you guys could just stand up. This is the architects and engineering team. Shook Touchstone, of course, is our construction managers at risk, and I believe we have quite a few members from here. If you could stand up, please. Chris Moore and your crew. Thank you. And we do also have Holly Aguego representing our owner agent. If you could stand up, Holly, so you can see that. So see, I have a lot of great people behind me, thankfully. So we're going to get into our program. So, you know, probably, as I look around here, I have a lot of people sitting right here in this room that personally and professionally helped me get to this very moment. So there's a lot of people that I could have asked to speak, but because we settled on this theme for honoring our past, sharing our future, we actually decided to go to a couple of our Hall of Fame alumni to speak. So you're going to be hearing from them also. So I just wanted to, before we get started doing that, I just forgot, because right here is Mr. Greg Denneker sitting in front of me from the Bluffton School District, Superintendent Greg. I don't know if you want to say that, just he doesn't have to really stand up because he's pretty tall, you know. So thank you, Mr. Denneker, for coming. Bluffton, by the way, was one of the biggest supporters of the levy and our school district, and has always been, as long as I have certainly been here, and I'm sure for many years before. So I want to thank Bluffton School District and all of our school districts for this. Okay, we're going to go on to our first speaker here, and who's going to be speaking first is one of our alumni, and in the Hall of Fame, and his name is Paul Crow. He is actually president and CEO from Tuttle Construction. And obviously a Hall of Fame inductee, and has his picture on the wall and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to Paul to say a few words about his tenure here and how we're going in the future.
Thank you very much. Good evening. What a great day this is for the Apollo Career Center. 35 years ago, I completed my senior year as a student at the Apollo Career Center. And the carpentry program. As a matter of fact, I'd like to acknowledge somebody tonight. That's my teacher from 35 years ago. That's Mr. Dwight Morris. I did not realize that at the time as an ATL student, the significance the Apollo Career Program would bring to my life. But I stand here today proving that career technical education contributes positively to so many high school students. I furthered my education by attending and graduating from Bowling Green State University, where I pursued a degree in construction technology. College may not be for everyone, but work is. Finding your life's passion or vocation is so important to leading a fulfilling life. We hear all the time that employers around the state are challenged to find qualified workers to fill the jobs they have available. According to the 2011 Skills Gap Survey by the Manufacturing Institute, about 600,000 manufacturing jobs are unfilled nationally because we cannot find qualified workers. Within the construction industry, Associated General Contractors of America estimates approximately 25% the skilled labor force in construction will retire in the next 10 years. As you can see from these statistics, career tech education will continue to be a necessary component to equip our workforce with the skills and knowledge to become productive workers in today's workforce. Career Tech education is a vehicle for students who want to fast track into a well-paying, highly skilled career. Career Tech education also offers an avenue for adult students to advance in their career or even change their careers altogether. I decided to say thank you very much. Thank you for everybody that voted for this. I think this is going to be a great success for our future. And more importantly, the biggest message I can give is, for 30 years when I was out of college in high school, many parents told their students you need to go to college. But nowadays, I think we need to get to the parents and tell them that their children can find a career technical education program will get them a career and high-paying jobs that they will have in the future for a pretty reasonable cost. So I would really encourage us at schools and with our parents to tell our children that there's alternatives out there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. And our next special speaker, I actually probably can tease a little bit more than Paul. Paul was really nervous, whereas I know Mr. Gratz is not, because he's used to speaking to large groups, first of all. Secondly, Steve and I are kind of on the same team, because he is executive director at ODE for Career Technical and Adult Education. So he's in Columbus a lot, but still has a heart for everything that goes on up here, and particularly everything for career technical and adult education. So we tease Steve, actually we tell him that we had to induct some new Hall of Famers, so we took his picture out of the Hall of Fame wall and we put it in the maintenance closet. So just small stuff like that, just to let him know that we're thinking of him. But anyway, I'd like you to welcome Steve Gratz, Senior Executive Director from the Ohio Department of Education, and a Paula alumni that I'm sure he'll tell you about, and the Hall of Fame inductee. Really, his picture is not in the maintenance closet. So Steve?
I think it was in the early 1970s. And by the way, my father is here. My 90-year-old father just had his birthday. Wave at everybody, Dad. My brother, Kevin, 1101 Dulles Avenue, Lime Lumber. So anyway, I think it was in the early 1970s. I rode my bicycle up to the bank in Bluffton, Ohio, because my grandfather had a stroke. And he was bedridden for the last 4 years of his life, and he had this old 1941 Farmall piano that I wanted to restore. So I rode my bike up to the bank. So I'm not old enough to have a driver's license. I may have been 12, 13, 14 years of age. I went up to the banker and I said, I need to borrow $400. I need to fix up my grandfather's tractor. And the next thing you know, it had the manager went back in his office, called my dad. Next thing you know, I'm signing papers. And I literally tore that tractor all the way apart, put it all back together, had it sandblasted, painted the whole thing. That was one of the things that really started me, and I wanted to learn more about agricultural mechanics. Worked on the farm, the neighbor's farm, and so as a result, I had the opportunity. Actually, the school counselor, Dick Garringer at Bluffton, called me into his office and said, they're opening up this school, and I think it'd be a perfect fit for you, Steve. Now, in the 70s, we had that thing called a college track, and we had that the non-college track. And I fit really well into that, along with 6 of my buddies that we rode the bus over to Apollo every day. And throughout my career, I went into Dick Garringer from time to time, and I thank him every time I see him for that opportunity. I want to tell you a little bit of how career technical education has changed over the years. In the 70s, that's what the model was for individuals who, who were going on that college track. We even had one called a general track that really led me to nowhere. And then we had career technical education. And so one of the things that we really witnessed as we look at it today, career technical education is for all students. And one of the things, please, if you have a sheet of paper and a pen, I want you to get out there and write down this web address. It's called OhioNeedsJobs.com. OhioNeedsJobs.com. The governor just did a news release last Wednesday, and I was down in Cincinnati on TV with Robin White, Superintendent at Great Oaks. And when you go to that website, there's a little link at the bottom that's called Career Pathways. We're building 192 different career pathways as examples that lead students to show them how they can be in career technical education and pick the career they want. Let me give you an example. One would be as somebody who would be interested in, let's say, dental science. And we know we have 3 credentials in dental science. The first one is a dental assistant, then you have a dental hygienist, and then you can become a dentist. One of the things we've done is we've gone through working with Ohio Needs Jobs, we've identified how many different openings there are in the state of Ohio for somebody with a credential of a dental assistant. We've done the same for dental hygiene and a dentist. And those are big growth areas in the state of Ohio. The thing we can do is every student who graduates from a career tech program in dental assisting, they can earn that credential. It doesn't cost them anything because of going to school. If they don't, they can go on to 2-year college to pick that up. Dental hygiene is the same thing. Dental hygiene, now you are out of school, but because of the work that we do with post-secondary institutions, there's typically a 2 to 3 year wait list just to get into the dental hygiene programs. The students out of career technical education move at the top of that list. Now, dental assistant makes in the low 30s, not a bad wage, graduating from high school. Dental hygienist in the state of Ohio, that takes a couple additional years of schooling, so there's an additional cost of that. But those individuals make an average of $65,000 a year. Now, you can be a dentist in the state of Ohio. Now you're talking 8 years of college, probably over $100,000. Dentists in Ohio average $185,000. So one of the things, we lay those different points out, it's all in the dental field, and then we build a thing called a program of study to say, if that's your interest, here's the courses that you have to take. Now it's a little switch. We just don't tell students, go straight to college, you'll get it figured out. That's what happened to me when I went to college. The college was significantly more affordable than I did. And so as a result, we have to be more purposeful when we leave school. And so we're talking about getting career technical education in the students as early as grades 7 and 8, so they can start to pick a broad pathway of an area of interest. The goal is, as they move through, for those individuals who really know what they want to do, they have the opportunity to come to career centers such as Apollo, start their work earlier. Here's the thing, there's a report out called Pathways to Prosperity. And in Pathways to Prosperity, it says by 2018, 63% of all the jobs will require some college. So I've elected to define some college, because they didn't say a degree, they said some college. I've elected to call that a 2-year associate degree or a certificate from an institution, which is typically 30 semester hours. The programs we're building today, our goal is that every student who's enrolled in career technical education will have the opportunity to earn a certificate upon graduating from high school. Today, this year, we have students that graduated with a few credits in college, all the way to some students graduating from college with an associate degree the first weekend in May, and the last weekend in May they receive their high school diploma. That's today's career technical education. And those are the pathways that we're building. So one of the neat things about coming to Apollo as a student, at the time, it was not the vision of people who went to Apollo to go on for further education. And those people that have, it provides additional opportunities, we know that. So we're trying to build pathways that all students, and I do mean all students, have the opportunity to pass through a career center such as Apollo as they work toward that lifelong goal, whatever it may be. Because we have 16 different career fields that we've been able to take all occupations and put them in. So it's a wonderful opportunity, the investment from this area, from this greater community into this facility, not only in the high school, but what it will do with the adult education. We're really working diligently with the governor's office and the Board of Regents to build this seamless pathway. So, we tell people that for a program such as a licensed practical nurse, it's a 1,260-hour program. It doesn't matter if you're 14 years of age when you start that or 40, it's the same competencies that you have to master to get that license. Some students can start that as early as when we walk into Apollo. Others, Rick, will be in the adult program. That's okay, they can serve here at Apollo. It's a great investment. I'm just so proud to be a graduate of career technical education. I can talk about it forever, but my dad's stuck with me. You can see it home because he's stuck me on. But thank you for, again, for passing the levy. I think it's a great investment. It's one that you'll reap returns for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. All right. Well, as usual, if I don't read my notes, I don't get to everybody, but there is also, I hope, is Madison still here? There you are. Okay, just one person, and then by golly, Greg Bukowski sitting there, who's our treasurer. I forgot to say, Mr. Bukowski, you do need to come up here and sit. So don't be hiding back there because we need you up here with the Board of Education. So bringing him up, our treasurer, Greg Bukowski. Oh God, there's going to pay for this one later. And Madison Dowling is the High School Facilities Commission, or now Ohio Facilities Construction Commission. He says we could say either OSSC or OFCC. But Madison Dowling, all the way from Columbus, we had our executive core meeting today, and he stayed for the groundbreaking. We are co-owners, co-partners, and he's the project manager for OSSC. So Madison, if you please stand and let everybody see who you are. And if you have any tough questions about the project, you can ask that. Okay, I guess now we're going to get to the, okay, it's a groundbreaking simulation since we're not outside. And by the way, in case you're wondering about the air conditioning, don't worry, it's just because, remember, excuse our mess, the compressor kind of went out today, so get used to it. This is construction, right, guys? So, anyway, we are going to start with our groundbreaking, and I know that Mrs. Dukes Norton and Ms. Berge will certainly keep us in shape here, so I don't exactly know what we're supposed to do now because we didn't really rehearse this part. I'm waiting for orders. Don't throw it on the next board member, is that what you're saying? Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll start with the first 4 board members. Oh, by the way, before you start taking, I need to take the microphone and tell what school district you represent.
I'm Jackie Place, and I'm from Bath.
Ned's actually Columbus Road.
Bob Mosher, Shawnee. Dan Marshman from Hardin Park.
Don't be throwing it on each other. Can you see we did not practice this part? So, okay.